What is up, my friends? How are you guys doing today? Welcome back. Thanks for stopping in. I hope wherever you're at and whatever you're doing, you are loving yourself and loving the ones you're with, because that is what we are tasked with doing in this life. We got to leave the world better than where we found it, or how we found it. We found it in space. That's besides the point. The point is, today, guys, we're going to be talking about a movie called Cutter's Way. Now, I'm always down to watch a recommendation. In fact, I probably watch more recommendations than I do things that I personally want to see, because I'm always looking at movie information, looking at old movies, new movies, different kinds of things, you know, just to kind of keep those creative juices flowing. And let's face it, I love movies. I love watching anything. And when a peer or a confidant or a friend says, hey man, there's this underrated flick that I think you would probably like, and check it out. And so a buddy of mine named Patrick, he suggested a film called Cutter's Way. And I was scrolling through the book of faces, and, you know, I saw Patrick talking about this movie. And so, you know, we conversed a few moments about it, and I said, you know what, I'm going to check it out. And sure enough, man, Patrick, thank you for that recommendation, because that was a great movie to watch. It was fun. It's Cutter's Way from 1981. We've already said that, but it's directed by Ivan Passer, and it stars Jeff Bridges and John Hurd. Now, before we get any farther into this, hit that like and subscribe button for me. Guys, I'm not going to lie to you. John Hurd, okay, everybody, we all know Jeff Bridges, Oscar nominee, Oscar winner, I can't remember. But we all know Jeff Bridges. He's the more famous actor out of the duo, out of these two. So you would probably be assuming that his performance would outshine John Hurd, because he's got top billing, right? Well, John Hurd plays our titular character, Cutter. And the whole premise of this movie is Cutter is kind of this like crippled war vet, and, you know, he's a drunk, he's a substance abuser, he's, you know, womanizer. He's not a great guy, and people kind of always are just, you know, kind of taking everything he says with a grain of salt. They're never, you know, they don't believe him most of the time, or he's always talking some stuff and getting himself into trouble with other people. I mean, he's just not great. But he has a friend in Jeff Bridges. I can't remember the friend's name off the top of my head, but Jeff Bridges plays his friend. And at some point, Cutter witnesses a murder. And after he witnesses this murder and they discover this body, he tries to get everybody together. You know, he tries to get his friends together to investigate this guy. And it winds up, you know, this whole game of cat and mouse, and all these different aspects come to play in this film to resolve it eventually. But it's a well-made film, and John Hurd as Cutter outshines Jeff Bridges, in my opinion, by leaps and bounds. He has such range, and he shows such range. And to think that when I was growing up, I thought that John Hurd was just kind of the funny guy. Like, I didn't see him in very many dramatic performances. And I didn't see him pulling off very many dramatic performances. He was always in like the 80s comedies or the early 90s, you know, cop movies or something. I've never seen a film like this with John Hurd where he was a tour de force. He was immaculate in this film. The way he plays the mentally torn and anguished war veteran, the way that it explores the human condition and how he's, you know, love, loss, grief, addiction, depression, just all these things that they delve into with this character. And he's able to capture all of those things, which is even more amazing to me, is that, in my opinion, Cutter's Way is John Hurd's magnum opus. For me, anyway. In all the performances that I've seen, this is his best one ever. And I gotta say that, you know, this was well worth my time. And thank you once again, Patrick, for recommending this, because not only is the story well written, it's crisp, and it's an intriguing story that keeps you engaged and entertained for the entire runtime. not only is it that, but it has great acting, and it has that raw feel of the early 80s, the late 70s, early 80s in its cinematography, in its writing. I mean, the ending of the film, to me, was so, I guess, like neo-noir in a way. Like, it was just so, almost like, it was like, dang, all that for that, kind of, you know? And so I really like this movie, guys. I highly recommend it. I checked it out on, I think it was MGM Plus maybe, or Prime, but it's streaming for sure over on Tubi, so you can check it out there, guys, which I highly recommend you do. This gets 2 big thumbs up, you know? So that's it for Cutter's Way. Go watch it, guys, because it's fantastic. And as always, guys, I'm going to keep making them as long as you keep watching them. Hit that like and subscribe button for me, guys. God bless you, and I will see you soon.